What I need now is true strength, and I am not gonna give up until I get it!
All my money got spent, yeah, racks, way too tall, yeah, racks, way too tall, yeah, racks, way too thin, yeah.
I'm just trying to get by. I don't know how you do it. Trying to keep you off my mind. I can't hold to it. You make it easy, but every time I fall back again. Tell me all the secrets, 'cause baby I can see the end. Don't slow down. I just need you to say you won't let go. I will keep my heart wide open. All I ask of you.
All right, I hope you can hear me over the air conditioning. I'll turn it down for a second. Just finished up cardio, just finished up posing. Oh, my whole body just hurts. But we need to head home and eat because it's 11:50. It is really, really late. I normally even go into this gym far away and I'm already on the way home. I don't know why I'm behind, but I'm behind. So let's go home, get some food. I am finishing up my cardio water right now as I'm driving. So just full transparency, did not drink it all because this lady decided to stay on her phone. This gym only has one Stairmaster and the lady literally stood there on her phone for like 15 minutes. I know it's 15 minutes because I was at 15 minutes on the treadmill. She was still just on her phone. It took everything in me not to be like, get the off your phone or start the Stairmaster. And like, I was like, and then she finally started it and I was like, okay, maybe, you know, she'll do like 10, 15 minutes. No, oh my God. And she went level 1. Like, I'm not judging anybody, but this girl's like this big around. She was doing level 1 and laying all over the Stairmaster and hanging on it. And it just made me mad because I was like, just get off so I can use it. I'm going to use it right, lady. Oh, maybe I was just hangry, but it just really annoyed me. And then when she was done, I got done posing and was walking back. And as I was walking back, she had stopped the Stairmaster and was on her phone again, just standing there on her phone. And I was like, I'm about to take your phone and chunk it across the room. Like, it's just gym etiquette. Don't be on your phone all the time, hogging up the one piece of equipment and, you know, stuff like that. It just irritates me. But anyways, let's go home and eat so I can get rid of this crankiness. Hey, everybody. Finally a intro. I know that you just saw my cranky self at the end of working out. I'm telling you, that lady just, put me in a mood, but it's okay. I am going in with my post-workout meal number 2, which is the Axe and Sledge. This is the Brownie Battered Delight. I've been waiting to use what little I have left, but my order comes in today, so I've got 2 more that I ordered. I polished off my peanut butter pie yesterday, but I have one on backup, so I'm okay, but I really wanted some chocolate today, so I'm glad that my order was coming in, because it gave me the excuse to be able to use up my powder. Also, sorry, concentrating to make sure I get the right grams. 40 grams of it. So I've got that I'm gonna put in my shaker cup and sip on while I'm getting my potatoes ready. I am doing my, if y'all saw, I've done it before, my Big Mac fries where it's got the ground beef, cheese, my grandma's special pickle, lime pickles, ketchup, mustard, but we're making it a little cleaner and doing it with a russet potato. Also, if I sound like I'm rushing or like I'm just kind of talking too fast, I have 8-ish ton to do today. This is literally the only day that I didn't have even more than what I have to do today to be able to film. But as y'all know, we're leaving for the beach on Saturday. Today is Wednesday. Also, ignore my giant knife. And I have done very little packing because it's just, work has been really busy, and then training. I'm doing 2 leg days in the gym that's far away, which has not been ideal, but I've got an early workout on Friday, so at least I'll be home for that. Alex is taking off Friday to help get packed, make sure the car is ready to go, because the last time we tried to leave early last year, it took us forever to get the car packed because I made the mistake of packing all the stuff that, you know, food, shoes, all of that stuff, And then when we went to pack the clothes, because we waited till the next day to pack the clothes, there was no room and we had to pull everything out, put the clothes on the bottom, and it was a mess. So since he's going to be here and can lug and put the trunk together better than I can, he's going to stay home, and then that way last minute stuff goes in a different duffel bag anyway, like makeup, toiletries and stuff goes into a different bag. Whereas I vacuum seal all of our clothes and that's already packed. I don't know why we didn't go ahead and just put that in the car last year early, but listen, I think it was because he worked so late the night before and he just didn't have the energy to do it, which I get, but this year it's different. If you're wondering what I'm doing to get the fries extra crispy, what I do is I clean my potato, cut them up into strips, make them as even as possible, and then put them in an ice bath for 30 minutes. And then we're gonna dry them off. They need to be completely dry, so I'll show you my technique when I do that. But if you're wondering why I'm doing that. But Friday is also gonna be hectic. That's why I'm training so early in the morning, because Bella's gymnastics got moved from Tuesday to Friday because they didn't have any kids in her class anymore. And they were like, hey, can you like work with us to like pick a different time? And I was like, well, what times do you have available? And the other days were like 6 o'clock, and I was like, no, my other kid goes to bed at 7. I can't do that. So the only other day was Friday, which would have been fine this week, and it's going to be fine from here on out. It's no problem. But I had already made plans to go see my nanny before we leave for the beach, because she was supposed to have had her hip surgery this week, which I had already planned for, which is why some of my stuff is like janked up. But I planned for it to be this week. They ended up not booking the robot in time because like for hip surgeries, they use like a robot or something. I ain't smart enough to know all that, but essentially they didn't book the robot in time. So she's now having surgery while I'm gone, which is kind of freaking me out. I'm going to be completely honest, but I'm trying not to worry about it, leaving it in God's hands, praying about it. It, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I truly believe, you know, that just kind of is what it is. So I believe everything's going to go okay. I'd rather be home for it, but it's okay. So I'm going to go see her. We're going to be bringing her, I think the girls want to bring her a pizza. If you wonder where I get my pizza addiction, it's from her. She is like addicted to pizza. She's like 5 foot even, or even shorter at this point. And she's like 120 pounds and can down an entire pizza. Like, she loves pizza. My pawpaw, on the other hand, he was a Whopper fan. Like, he loved Whoppers. And it was kind of like a thing on Friday nights where we would do a DiGiorno pizza, because I spent the night with them on Fridays. And then during the summer, whenever I wanted to, we would cook a DiGiorno pizza in the oven. Because my grandparents, back before you could pay online, like, I'm aging myself if there's anybody younger than me. But back in the day, you couldn't pay online and order pizza. You had to call in the phone log, you know, when I was little. And you would pay when they got to the door. Well, my papa and nanny were not big on that. And they lived out in the boonies in the middle of nowhere. And, like, no delivery drivers really like delivering to their house anyway, because, like, we always had dogs, and like the property was huge, and it was kind of sketchy coming down there because you had to cross a creek. We had a bridge and everything, but still, you know. So ordering food was kind of like didn't happen. So we would always do a DiGiorno pizza, and my papa was like, he would eat it, but you could tell he didn't want to. But it was a special occasion when we would get Burger King, because we would have to drive out to town to get Burger King, but my grandparents loved it. And my papa was addicted to their onion rings and onion ring sauce and their Whoppers. And when I got old enough to drive, because I lived on their property, my mom had her old house there. And that's where Alex and I lived until we built the house now. Just a little, you know, story. But also that's 121 grams of egg whites, 2 eggs. It's the same breakfast I did last week. But anyway, when I lived there before Alex and I got married, because when I was going to go to college and stayed in my hometown instead of going 6 hours away, I decided to move into that trailer that was on my grandparents' property to kind of have some freedom, learn to live on my own, grow myself, you know, all the yada yada. So when I was working, I would go and get them like Whoppers and stuff, and it was just something special. And the day that my papa died, I actually went and got a Whopper and celebrated him, and I do that on the anniversary of his death. I go and get a Whopper. So anyway, we're not trying to get sad. We're trying to be funny. But anyways, so we're going to grab her pizza, bring her pizza, and just kind of hang out with her for a little while. And then we have to rush back, give baths, and get everybody in bed. Because like I said, we're leaving out at 5 a.m. So it's going to be a day. And then my husband, while he's here, he's not just packing. He has to get our grass cut because we have an HOA and your grass has to be like perfect and stuff like that. So we have to get that ready. So there's a lot of stuff we've got to do. And on top of that, like, you know, the workout and all my cardio, but I'm going to get all that done. But the girls will be at school, so that will help. Not having to worry about them running around while we're trying to get everything done. But anyways, that's kind of how my week's going. But work-wise, I'm doing 2 weeks worth of work on top of each other, on top of already it being our busy season and the rain and stuff like that. It's been a lot, but we're surviving. We're doing good. Diet's been going great. Workouts have been going great. I do know that I'm worried about my check-in. Not really worried, just kind of like, gosh darn it about it, because like I told a lot of people this like as a joke, but I feel like women only have 2 good weeks during a month that like their weight looks good, because during ovulation my weight goes up and during my cycle it goes up, and guess what's starting in the next 2 days? The cycle. But I am hoping that it starts tomorrow, praying, because that means that I don't have to deal with it when I'm at the beach. Any women that go to the beach on their cycle, it is the worst. So I'm hoping that it comes a day early. So all of us cross our fingers, cross our toes. But I do know that that's messing with me right now, like just feeling weak, but good workouts, if that makes sense. I did a lot of posing today, core strength. I'm really happy with the way my core is coming in and the way that everything's tightening up. It's looking great. But I've been yapping so much and I am so hungry. It is already 12:34 and I've got to get this meal in and my shake that I made. So let me get this all together. I'll show you. I'm not going to show you what my shake looks like because I'm about to inhale it. But I'll show you what all the eggs and stuff. I do have Velveeta shreds now. So no more slices. But it's literally the exact same thing I showed y'all last week. And then, of course, I'm going to show y'all how I do my potatoes and stuff. Just so you know, you don't have to do it this way. You can literally chop them up, dry them off, you know, and then throw them in the air fryer with some seasoning. But this is just the way that I like to do, and I have time since I'm at home. But anyways, let me get this food done before I burn my eggs like I do everything. But I'll see you in just a second to show you what it looks like. All right, you guys, here is breakfast. 121 grams of egg whites, 2 eggs, 3 strips of the center cut bacon that my hubby cooks for me, 14 grams of Velveeta shreds, 1 English muffin buttermilk, of course. And then I've got 13 grams of the Smucker's sugar-free strawberry on, like, split on both. And then, of course, a lovely Diet Coke to go with it. But that is going to be meal number 3. Okay, you guys, so it's been 30 minutes. What I did was I drained all the water off. And then I put, like, 2 layers. I know it's a waste of paper towels. You can do it with, like, a dish towel if you want to or not. But I just kind of I'm probably gross for this, but I reuse the paper towels every day, so don't judge. But I get a big baking sheet, I lay them out, make sure that they're all on their own, they're not over the top of each other, and then I just take my other paper towel and I just, oh, it's on a scale. That's why I was like, why is it so uneven? Oh my goodness, my life sometimes. But and I'm also doing this one-handed, so I just dab, dab, dab. And then I just leave them like this until I'm ready to cook them. And then it gets them nice and dry and they're ready to be air fried and seasoned and all that. But I'll show you all that later. It is 1:20 right now. I probably will not be eating this till about 3:20. But they're fine. Trust me, they're not going to go bad or anything. But they'll just sit here. And the ice bath keeps them from turning brown also. So it's perfect. So I'm just going to let these sit here. And I'm going to go finish this last episode of Ginny and Georgia. The new season is out. If you haven't watched it yet, oh, it's so, so good. But I did take a break to watch this episode, and then I got to get back to work. But anyway, that is my potatoes so far. All right, you guys, now that my potatoes are dry and I am ready to cook them, I just reuse the same bowl that I kind of do the ice bath in. But all you're going to do is put all your potatoes into a bowl. This is just to season them. And like I said, I reuse my paper towels the next day. So I'm going to set that to the side. And then you can use whatever cooking spray that you like. I like vegetable oil because it's 0. I know when you start messing with olive oil, you need to be careful because olive oil can rack up calories and stuff. But all I do is just coat them Kind of toss them around. Make sure they're all coated because all this is doing is going to make sure that they crisp up and also hold the seasoning onto them. So when I used to make these back in the day, I would use, it's called Frye seasoning. You could get it at Sam's, but you can't find it anymore. I had transferred mine into this cute little thing for my drawer and aesthetic purposes. But thank you, Bella. Kids, I swear. But this is all I have left of it because you can't find it anymore. However, I found this Red Robin's fry seasoning on Amazon. It is so good. So I just kind of mix these and season them to my liking, and I will pick back up when we get to the air fryer because I've got a kid now attached to my hip, if you can see. All right, you guys, now that I've got my fries all coated and almost threw them in the floor, this is the air fryer I was talking about that's now dual section. It's not like my old one back in the day. But what I do is I put a liner in each side, keeps it from you having to clean your air fryer all the time. If you're not using liners, you need to start. It's a lifesaver. But you want to make sure that they're lined up to where they're not on top of each other. They have plenty of room because once they start getting on top of each other, they start unevenly cooking. And that's when you end up with some of yours being raw and some of them being fully cooked or burnt. So I just kind of make sure that I lay them out in a line. Some smaller ones on the sides like that. And then there we go. And once they're ready to bake, what I do, and this is what works for me in my air fryer. If yours is different, then do it differently. But I do the Mega Zone because I'm cooking both of them at the same time. Air fryer, 390 for 23 minutes. So 23 minutes is what I have found is perfect for my air fryer. But I'm gonna let these go and then we'll pick back up when these are done. All right, so these are what they look like when they're done. If you like them a little bit not as toasty, I would drop the temperature, increase the time. I did find decreasing the temperature and leaving the time the same, they did not get cooked all the way through. So this is the way I like them, how I'm fine with them. Now I'm gonna assemble my bowl. If you hear my kids in the background, they are like wild hyenas today. I don't know what I picked up from school. Number 4, I've got the fries at the bottom. I've got 3.12 ounces of 96.4 ground beef, 26 grams of Velveeta shreds, 22 grams of ketchup, mustard is 0, and then I've got 77 grams of my Nanny special lime pickles. But that I'm going to go inhale because this is my favorite meal so far. All right, we are headed to my mom's house. I need one. I'm crashing. I don't know why I'm crashing, but I'm crashing. So cotton candy it is. All right, you guys, it's dinner time. As you can tell, it is steaming, piping hot. I just cooked it up. What I've got in here is 1 pack of ramen noodles. I advise you, please weigh out the block if you are going to eat ramen noodles. I know some people are like, oh, they're so unhealthy. My body has been digesting these like it's just gold. Like it's the best carb that I've been digesting right now. I don't use a seasoning packet because it is very high in sodium, but I just cook them like regular pasta noodles, boiling water, you know, for the 2 minutes. But every single block weighs different. Like this block was 73 grams. The one last night for dinner was 77 grams. So track and weigh your stuff. Don't just go by the packaging and trust everything. I'm telling you, you can get more food or less food by the packaging. And I got more calories because the packaging says that every block is supposed to be 84 grams. I have not seen one block yet that is 84 grams. And I've been doing this dinner for 2 weeks now. But anyways, I've got 1 block in there of the ramen noodles. I've got, all right, sorry about that. If you heard my kid in the background, she's letting me know that it was time for me to come wipe her. How embarrassing. It is what it is. If you have kids, you understand. But I have 2.4 ounces of the Bear chicken nuggets cut up. I did use the rotisserie chicken last week instead of the nuggets, but I had the nuggets on hand and I didn't want them to go bad. So I went ahead and just did that. And instead of having to go and buy a rotisserie chicken for the week, so save some money, right? But I've got that in there. And then as a sauce, you can't really see it because I have it mixed up. I have 9 grams of this sweet and tangy barbecue. It is really good. Kind of spicy. You know, I'm a wimp when it comes to spice. But I love this on here. Like I said, I've got, I think I said 8 or 9 grams. I can't remember. But it's not bad on calories at all. So highly recommend this if you kind of want that kind of flavor. I have done sugar-free G Hughes honey mustard. I've tried different sauces in here that are low calorie and it's really good. So that is dinner. All right, you guys, that is gonna finish it off. I am on my last traveler, but this is gonna be my last of what I eat today until we go to the beach. I am so excited, but I'm telling you, like, I still have more work to do. As soon as I get off this, I've got to put the girls to bed. Alex is gonna be super, super late. He already like told me first thing this morning that they are heavy. So I'm like, that's okay, no problem. So I got to get the girls to bed, get back to work, and then tomorrow is just gonna be a crazy day. Like training, I hope that I can get through all my training before I have to be back to the house to start working on stuff. But fingers crossed we can get through everything. It's gonna be okay. Looking forward to Friday, looking forward to vacation. But anyways, as always, I hope y'all have a great night, day. Whatever time it is you're watching this, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I've been locked. Yeah.
Baby,